Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So quite often here in our videos we get comments from people who are obviously extremely ignorant about veganism. And when I say ignorant, I'm not saying that to be mean, I'm just stating a fact. By definition, what ignorance means is lacking knowledge, information, or awareness of a certain subject, in this case, veganism. So instead of making fun of them and being some kind of mean, evil, cruel vegan, all I want to do here is respond to a few of these comments objectively and show these people how they are very wrong. Well, Shawn Waters here feels like he's sharing some true fact about the human condition, that in order for us to live, something must die. Plants or animals, period. Well, Shawn, you're completely mistaken there, and I can sympathize. I have compassion for your ignorance because I once believed that stupid myth that society has taught us too, that we need to kill, there needs to be death in order for there to be life. And the only reason why society teaches us that dumb myth is because we need to believe that it's right to kill animals, and it's so not right to kill animals. And let me just spell your myth here. Like, Shawn, just go out to an orchard and pull off an apple. You're not killing the apple tree, you're just taking an apple off. And if somehow the process of removing the apple from the tree bothers you, just wait a few days and get a ripe apple off the ground and eat it then. Nothing has been killed. There doesn't have to be death in order for you to live. And I grow greens out here in my front yard, pull a few leaves off, plant grows more, leaves back. Nothing has been killed. So it's just a complete myth. In fact, this is what really motivated me to go vegan when I tried it out many years back. I tried it for a week. Not only did I feel wonderful, just the whole realization that nothing needed to die in order for me to live. No animals had to be killed in order for me to live. And once I realized that, I broke out of that crazy myth that Shawn currently believes and realized, yeah, vegan is the way to go. You don't have to kill in order for there to be life. And here I'm getting criticized for my banana and fruit smoothie breakfast for being pure straight up sugar, the worst food possible for humans, not animals. So this is the kind of world we live in today, where people honestly believe that eating fruit is the worst food possible for humans. Just think about that for a second. Fruit is the worst food. Avoid that at all costs. But you know, steak, McDonald's, all that stuff's totally cool. But I know where they're coming from, where this ignorance and fear comes from. It's from people's lack of understanding about sugar. They think just because there's glucose and fructose in fruit, it's exactly the same thing as far as your body's concerned as eating processed, refined sugar. And it's not the same. Processed sugar is a processed food. Everything's been stripped out except for the sugar. There's no water content, no fiber, no vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all that's gone. Well, fruit has all that stuff in there. The fibers in there help slow down the digestion of glucose. You don't get crazy insulin spikes. The energy lasts longer. It's a complete whole food. And that's why I personally prefer and recommend smoothies over juicing, because when you have smoothies, you still have all the fiber, all the pulp in there. So it's more whole food. Your body absorbs it much better. It's not like this crazy spike of sugars that you get from juicing. The same guy asked, where do you guys, talking about us vegans, get our B12? Do we inject it or take a supplement? If so, it's not natural. His assumption being that you got to eat animals to get B12 because animals produce all this great B12, and that is a complete myth. What most people don't realize is that there's so much antibiotic use in the livestock industry is that animals no longer produce B12 in their guts. So the only way that there's B12 in meat is because it's put there through supplementation. Yes, over 90% of the world's B12 supplementation products goes to animals. And even if you are eating these vitamin B12 fortified animals, the Framingham Offspring study has shown nearly 40% of people are in the deficient or low vitamin B12 ranges. And this is not just of vegetarians and older people, it's a sampling of all types of people. And furthermore, this commenter said, you know, if we take supplements, it's not natural. Well, where do you think all this $37 billion for the supplementation industry comes from? Vegans? Not. Then he goes on to say the circle of life is natural. Animals eating other animals and humans are animals. I guess trying to make us conclude that humans should therefore be eating other animals. That's a completely bogus argument. Most animals do not eat other animals. I'm talking about big, ferocious animals like, say, the rhinoceros. Does it eat other animals? No. Fully plant-based diet. Same with the mighty elephant and countless others. Barrett writes, vegans are an insult to humanity. Most people in this world don't have a choice of what to eat. Most people in poverty are starving, yet these people look down their nose at other people who don't have a choice. Well, first of all, we're not talking down to anyone, starving or not, but let's talk about the most, like poorest people in the world. They don't have access to the internet, YouTube, they're not watching our show, but what are they eating? If you're getting by on like $1 or $2 a day for food, you're not going to McDonald's, you're not buying steak, you're eating the cheapest foods possible. We're talking about the stuff that we eat all the time, stuff like grains and rice. But let's get back to people who do have access to modern technology, computers, the internet. And our show is for you guys, showing you that there is a better option, a cheaper, more economical option to eating animal products. So Barrett, if you want to try to prove me wrong, comment down below and tell me what's cheaper than the foods that make up the foundation of our diet. I'm talking about rice, legumes, potatoes. I can get a 40-pound sack for like 10, 15 bucks at the market. Live off that for months, bananas. So yeah, if you are not rich, if you are economically challenged, going vegan is actually a really logical decision. All right, another myth to bust here, that vegan diets lack in essential amino acids and high-quality muscle-building proteins. In fact, it's been known for decades that these are just myths, that plant proteins are incomplete and lack specific amino acids, and that plant proteins are not as good as animal protein. If you're still not convinced, I highly recommend you watch this video. I'll link to it in the show notes from nutritionfacts.org, called The Protein Combining Myth. He covers it all in there. And if you're still of the ignorant opinion that there's not enough high-quality muscle-building protein in vegan diets, well, you just need to look at some vegan bodybuilders and weightlifters, like, say, Kendrick Ferris, the only U.S. male to qualify and compete in the Rio Olympics. And there's, of course, vegan strongman Patrick Baboumian. So, to all the rude meat eaters that left these comments for us, again, I take nothing personally. I just know that you guys were ignorant originally, but now hopefully you saw this video and you can no longer claim ignorance, because I showed you the true facts about your comments here, that you were completely wrong. So, post your questions and comments down below. As a vegan, what dumb myths do you hear that you would like to see me debunk in the future? Myths about veganism, like the ones I just showed here. So post down below, share them with me, and hit like if you got some of this video, if you enjoy me doing these debunking sorts of videos. And until next time, guys, keep it carb, baby, keep it carb.